365 Days of Horsemanship, day 163. So it's been an okay kind of day today. I didn't really get to do much with Mia because I had some fencing to fix, as is the way with horses. I did get to spend some time with Lawrence, but it was kind of a frustrating, anxiety-inducing session. I'm still working on just kind of documenting how he feels about me touching him in different places, kind of all around his body. And I definitely felt like today, and I think I felt this way for a few days, where as I've kind of been playing around with touching him more, I just feel like things have got worse. Like his whole energy has gotten worse. Like he's much more closed off and just a bit frozen. And even really when I'm like, if I even like try to be sort of more provocative, like today I did a little bit of jumping next to him, stuff like that, and that basically just sent him into flight. And I didn't really feel like I got any category changes today. He was either in flight and leaving the situation, or he was just grazing, and there wasn't really anything else. And so that was kind of hard. It kind of felt like a tough pill to swallow, feeling like maybe the common denominator there is me trying to touch him more. And then also I think there's this level of, I wouldn't say it's like guilt. I think it's like just feeling bad that I feel like I can't help him, or I don't know what to do to help him, like that he's not feeling happy or that he's not feeling curious. And I don't know how to get him there. I don't know what the right choice is to make. And yeah, so it wasn't really like a super empowering session. It all kind of felt a bit flat. So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'll post about it. The cool thing about Elsa's courses is that you get like a little Facebook group that you can talk in. So maybe I'll post in there about it later on, or maybe tomorrow, and see what people respond with. And see, I don't know, like maybe I need to just do a little bit more distance work. Maybe like, because Elsa had kind of said like, if you can touch your horse, and like I can, but it's like, can I with consent, or is it just tolerance that's built from a bad pattern of like being forced to accept touch? So how do you unwrap that? You know, how do you unravel that? And I don't know, I never want to kind of overreact or over dramatize or make everything about his past, you know, but then when I feel like the evidence is that he feels more closed off, and less curious these last few days when I've been working on touching more, I kind of end up, I don't know, like feeling like maybe that is what's happening. So yeah, and then I guess I go looking for reasons why. But do the reasons why really help me find out the future decisions? Well, sometimes they do. You know, historically, I think that's part of why a lot of us are overthinkers, right? It's because historically, sometimes with some kinds of problems, if you can work out why this is happening, you can work out how to fix it. And that does work with lots of sort of man-made, human-made puzzles and problems. I don't know if it always works for the other the big problems, you know, the things that we mull over in our mind for years and years. At what point do you actually say, well, actually rationalizing or justifying or explaining this isn't actually helpful. But then if you're not going to do that, what do you do? So I don't know what to do. That's what I always do. So yeah, I don't know, a tricky session, definitely not one that I felt really empowered by. I tried, actually. I sort of sat down for a bit, and actually, because I thought, well, that's something that often makes him curious. And so I went and sat down, and he was actually coming over to me, and I was thinking, oh, this is really good, this is really good. And then the lead mare came in and walked right between us, came sort of close to me, and then kind of passed by me a little bit. And he like sort of walked right away and then didn't kind of come back around. And so then I decided I would try, and I wasn't sure if I should move to a different place and lie down somewhere else, but I don't know. I wasn't really sure what to do then. And yeah, and I just felt very like, don't know, like I was being sort of ending up in a place where I needed to react to lots of very tiny changes and not get anything else. And so then I decided that I thought, well, maybe, because a few other horses in his herd have got sheets on, rain sheets. I thought, maybe he's cold. Maybe that's why he's more concerned. Maybe it's not all about me, you know. So I came down to get his rug, brought his rug back up to him, and that was a very clear no, that he didn't want the rug on, that he wasn't cold. He did come up and be curious about it initially and sniffed it, and then decided it wasn't for him. Yeah. And again, then, you know, maybe my timing was wrong. Maybe I need to take it away from him while he's still curious. But I don't know, like, that's not what I'm trying to train with that, you know. I mean, maybe it should be what I'm trying to train with that. I don't know. Yeah, but he didn't want it either way. And I asked a couple more times, and every time it was straight into flight. And it wasn't like, he doesn't like running away. He's not running away, but he's just clearly walking away. Clearly moving away from that concept. And so that's fine. That's clear. Yeah. So it was a difficult session. Yeah, I don't really know what the answers are. And it just pushed up all against all of my, I guess, insecurities and unconfidence, from the sense of just not knowing how to, what I should commit to. I think this like sort of inability to trust the process, inability to commit to something. Like anytime something sort of stops working, I like wobble, you know. I'm like, oh, am I doing the right thing? I don't know. Like being able to push through those, you know, uncomfortable moments and be confident it's going to get better. Keep doing the same thing and it will, you know, keep getting better. Because I think in the past I've always felt like I've kept doing the same thing and then it's gotten worse and I didn't notice that it got worse. So I'm like afraid of doing that as well, I think. So there's a lot of emotions going on. I feel very sort of like, like paralyzed, a bit frozen. So yeah, but I think that's just the moment where I need to just step out and ask for help and ask for advice, and get more information. Yeah. So we'll see.